I am Menza. I post a game every day until I reach 500 elo. I am currently rated 488. Okay, so we will get into the London. My opponent is rated 558. Okay, so we're going to get our bishop up here. See what happens. They have not moved yet. And I always like to develop everything with the London as efficiently as possible. And then we end up always having everything in place once things start going south and everything. I'm getting close to breaking 500 elo, so this is getting closer all the time here. So I'll have to watch what happens with my next little while and see what kind of ratings I get. We have a strong opponent today, so we have to be very aware of this. So now they are again attacking this, and we will bring this pawn out so that the knight can come out without being pinned or anything. And my bishop right now can go up there. Okay, so we will do this. My king is exposed at the moment, though we will watch what's coming in there, like that knight and that bishop will watch. So we are going to get possibly, well, let's just continue our development. Attacking there. Queen is protecting this. So I need another thing on there. So we'll get our other mountie out to protect that. And their bishop is looking over here. The queen does defend it. They've got that. And I usually like to put my bishop here. And I will do that. We will probably be moving it after castling because this file is now looking like it needs to be defended. So they brought their bishop there, looking at my bishop. If I take their queens there, and if I go here, it could always wreck my pawns. So I'm gonna actually consider taking that bishop. And I just have to watch. The queen will be coming in and looking here, and I don't think that sits very nice right now with the fact that there is so many other pieces looking up there. So that is protected. If I come here and pin that knight, that could be something. And I also could castle, and my queen is going to have to go somewhere so that my rooks are connected. So we have to watch the knight has come in. So if I take, they will be taking me back and they will be attacking that. And if I allow them to have too many on that, that might not be good. So I will take that knight. And they obviously can take me back. They're attacking my knight at the moment, which I can take with the bishop. So at the moment, I should consider castling and getting the rook on this file. And the other rook is going to come over once I can get my queen up. So they've castled as well. If I attack that bishop, they could decide to take here, and then I would have to take with the, no, I could take with the queen, okay. And there's no longer a pin on the knight, so I could just start positioning my pieces ahead of time and then move the bishop after, because it might make a discovered attack on something that's undefended. So they have taken, and I take back. So we will take back the rook pawn. We have to watch anything getting in there. So now my knight has a place to go and be a little bit protective. The queen wouldn't be able to take it, and if the bishop obviously takes that pawn, then I just take them. So we just have to see if they're going to take the knight in between there. And okay, they've done that. I take, they take. So do I just go here and because take that, they would have to take back, and then I win their knight, and they have this pawn here looking rather vulnerable, except for the bishop. So I would have to watch my queen. Their queen is sitting there as well, so one of us is gonna have to, like, if they take me, I could take their queen, and I develop one of their rooks for them. But so there is that rook going on this, and I have to now stay in defense of it. If I put a queen here, then we can look at somewhere she can go. She can't come very far up because of so many different pieces. So now my rooks will be connected. And we will start getting our other rook over. Wanted to get the knight maybe over here. We could still consider doing that. We want to make sure that all of our pieces are developed properly. I am up, it says a +1. So protecting that, and I don't think they want to take it and then lose a piece, so that wouldn't be very good for them. And if I get my, now I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, they've got that. So I take, and they would take my knight back. They would have their rook up there. And so, I don't like all the pieces coming in on my side here, so we will take. They take me back. My bishop could come here, and I'm attacking that, but it is obviously defended. And is there another thing that I could attack with, or do I start getting my other rook over and consider, like, right now this is undefended. If I put my queen here, then they have to put something to defend it. My queen will be protected, though I want to get all my pieces into this, but right now this is undefended, so if I do that, they will have to move something. And I could attack their queen, though there's nothing to defend the bishop. Oh, bishop. So now we have to look at how this pawn is actually protecting that bishop, but that's the only thing. If they start pushing it, oh no, the rook is too. So the rook is undefended. My queen is defended by a pawn, and it obviously stops anything from getting in there. So if I go and take something there, that's no good. If I go over to here, I'm attacking their queen, and my queen would still be in a good spot, and there would be no shenanigans into this side of the board. So I'm liking that, and I'm liking if I could get this bishop to be over here. So right now, the material is equal, so I should complete development before active operations, obviously, and premature queen move in when I'm not developed is not good. That's why she's getting attacked. So I have to continue. I should have completed my development first here. So right now, if I want, I can go ahead and take the queen, and then we'll have queens off. They they are up a pawn. So we will bring this over and attack that. The bishop is right now undefended, so if I keep attacking pieces that are undeveloped, unprotected, then perhaps something will come of it. This bishop could obviously come up someplace that won't attack the queen. This right here looks pretty nice for attacking the rook. So we'll see what they do with their bishop. It obviously is protecting the rook at the moment, but if I put my bishop here, then they have to look at things. They put their bishop here. I take it. If they go here, then I can come up here with mine and attack their rook. So right now the queen is protected by this rook, which is still in its opening square. My rooks are completely developed. So we'll see how much I can't take defense off my queen, so I can't even attack that with a pawn, but I could put the bishop here and attack it that way. So my king likes how the queen is stopping anything from coming over here at the moment, and we have to make sure that nothing else can happen. Okay, so I take, they take, and they have their queen up there, eh? So I am going to continue with, I'm going to attack their rook with my bishop. So their rook is looking here. My queen is, or my king is, I should say, queen. I could get my other rook up here, and it will be attacking that bishop a second time. So they move there, and so now if I take them, they take with their queen. This is also attacked. So obviously, if I take that, then I take defense off this. So if I take the rook, they have to take back, and then I win this. Their queen would be looking here. Okay, so we're going to take the rook first. They take back, and they are not attacking anything of an immediate thing, so I believe I win the bishop. And if they're looking here, then they can't take it because of my rook. So there's a couple spots. This is protected by this. The queen, well, if I could get my bishop over here, like if they start moving their queen, or if I could get my rook up here, the queen stops it. And I'd like another piece on there. And okay, so now they're attacking the queen. So if I go, if I do something that would attack another piece, obviously the queen has to be moved. Okay, so I take the pawn, then I lose my queen, and if I go up here, I'm stopping them from going anywhere here. Nothing is attacking that square, and my bishop, if it could get in somehow, that would be really nice. So okay, I'm gonna bring my queen up to here. Okay. So now if in this position they can't go over here, they can't go here with their king, they would have to put something in the way. So if I did put them in check, they'd have to take me. And my bishop wants to get in on the fun. So goes right here. He protects the square that the rook would come to, so the rook would be defended. It just depends on what they do. So because my queen can't just be there and nothing is going to challenge it. I don't think it's going to be that way, but the queen can't challenge me because I just take it. She challenges me here, I take it. Here, I could get queens off and I'm up +2, so I would do that. And whenever I'm in where I have more material advantage, then I always want to take queens off and all the other material as well. So their queen and no, their king protects that. And my bishop, actually, my bishop where it's sitting protects this. So if I go there and put them in check, now that I see that, okay, they do that. I put them in check, they have to take me. I take back. And their queen's not on that either. But is there something that, like, okay, my bishop is doing fine, so I don't have to move it. And then we'll go here, which pretty much forces an exchange check, and they take me, and I take them. So now we have a queen. We each have queens, and I have a bishop. So let's look at, do I want to just bring my bishop back, or do I want to go somewhere with my queen here? I can't obviously go here. This is protected by the queen, and I can't go there. So that is on a like square. If I take that, then I'm looking right down here. I have quite a nice structure here for the queen can't get in there. Now if I take that, I could start looking at trying to get over to get something happening. Like that. Make sure that when I do this, I'm not just gonna give up a piece because I've got 9 minutes and 30 seconds so I can actually think about it. So the queening square is a white square. I can bring my bishop right here and then I can stop them. And my king should get over, but that queen does stop them from that. Can't go there, so my queen is going to have to get out of that situation. They need their queen to do anything for that pawn. Something has to be happening. So if I go right here, they can't move that pawn, and they would have to get their queen in, and if they get their queen here and put me in check, does that mean that they can just, I move and they take? So my king should get over, and my bishop is doing a fantastic job. Okay, I go here. They come down, they put me in check. I have to move, and then my bishop is dead, but I could also do things over here. Can't I take that pawn? Doesn't put them in check, though. It's not a forcing move. So I'm feeling like the queen or the king has to be involved here. And the king can't go on this file because of the queen. So I've got my queen kind of jammed where she is. If I come down here, I could move the king over and get her in there. That might be something to consider. Their king is really put into where they can't get anywhere. If I go up here with my bishop, I'm still protecting that square, so they could get in the way of it. If I move my king over and they queen, then I take it. If I move my king here and I have that there, they can't come and put me in check and hope to win. Well, they can because of the pawn. Just leads to a problem, I think. Okay, I have to get my queen over then. Or since this bishop is protecting that square, do I just start getting my pawns up? Just very, very hurting my head. So their queen is going there. Okay, so now I continue. Okay, I can take this. No, I can't. The queen is still on it, and they can't take that. Okay. I go here with my bishop, or if I just go here with my bishop. My king can also come over now, but they could always put me in check. So I'm going to go where the queening square is with my bishop. They can't obviously put me in check here. If they go there, they're attacking my bishop, and my queen would have to go here to protect it. because we don't want to just be losing it. Put this down for a minute. I have time to think about it. I can't move that. My king comes here, they just take that. So yeah, you have to obviously protect the bishop. I'm still cutting their king off from coming over too far if they get up here. Okay, so now my king, they could start taking that pawn. And exactly what they've done. They are now attacking this one. So we will get them off of that. Okay. Which means I have to move my pawn. This pawn is stuck. I have put my queen and everything so that they can't move that pawn. If they do, I take it. But they take me back, but that's fine. I want to stop that from getting ahead, and I can start getting their pawns. I have to watch my bishop though. Okay, so if yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. So if I go there and put them in check, I am going to be protecting that pawn. They have to find out what they want to do. Okay, check. So that pawn is protected, and my bishop is not at the moment, but it is stopping that pawn. I have to watch that the queen doesn't come over. So they do that. And if I go here, I put them in check again. And I stay on defense. And I'm attacking this pawn. They are obviously attacking my pawn. They're in check. And my bishop stops them from getting up too far. This pawn stops them from going onto those squares. So that pawn will have to be looked at as well. So they depends on what they obviously do. Go there. If I push this pawn, then they can't go any further. And if I take this pawn, and they do go further, then I come over here and take that pawn. They're going to be taking this pawn with their queen, though. And obviously, I can't just advance that because of that. So, right now, the queen is protecting that pawn. If I go here, okay, I'm protecting that, and I'm attacking that. So, we can start looking at that. They're going to take this, and they will be looking down at this, which is protected by the king. So, let's take this pawn to start. And they're obviously going to take my pawn. I can start if they, oh, they're doing that. Well, I can come down to where I can go. If I go here, I'm protecting my bishop. And protecting my pawn at the same time. And their king is cut off, so I stopped it. Okay, so I will come over and protect my bishop and that pawn as well. So now they're going to continue to try to get up. That is stopped. So if they push that pawn, they take any defense they would have off that, I would be taking. Because if I push right now, they take me, and then it's just for nothing. And I can't advance my pawn at the moment. And my bishop can't move. So do I start? I gotta get my king here. That would be a very fantastic move because where he is there, he's just pinning my bishop. So they do that, which obviously does stop my king. Though if I go there, then they take, I take, and they push that pawn, I take. So I believe start with that because I have this one here. And I have two pawns connected here, and my king can also start getting into things. And my queen, she's doing a good job, as is my bishop, but my queen is on defense of a bunch of things. So the king is going to start getting into this a lot more now. If he comes up here, now they're doing the same with their king. And there is two pawns for their one pawn to get through. And my bishop does protect theirs, so if I start pushing that one, this is protected by the king, and they're in check. And let's see, let's look at what other things I can do, because I've got my queen, and if I come right here, I put them in check. So let's have a look at what they have to do. They have to move their king, which would be back, and we'll go here and go check. Okay. They will be moving back because there's no place for them to go here. And their queen is on defense of this, so they've left the game. Maybe they see that I was actually going to get going for that. So my my rating is now 498, so I'm getting close. Okay. So I did good in that game with keeping with everything, and I'm up +3. And thanks for watching. Bye.